I'm blessed with a boy, and his name is Syed. He's 8.5 years old, and he's one in a million. I say he's one in million because he's a blessed kid, but by birth he had a nasopharyngeal encephalopathy. Technically I don't know what the term is, but in the layman's term, it is called as a herniation of brain, wherein his skull has a gap and a portion of his brain has kind of come down through the nasal cavity, and it can be visible through his mouth also. And this kind of scenarios is less than one in a million. So to treat this, I had been to several hospitals, but only thing is there I found out that they had more challenges than remedies. When I say that my son is one in 1 million, then even the doctor should be one in 1 million. So that is how I landed here. The only purpose of me giving my opinion is that I am benefited, and if there are any other parents looking out for the good facilities, even they should be benefited. I started visiting couple of hospitals to get my son treated. So most of the hospitals, they did not have proper facility to operate him, or they did not have the confidence to take up his case, or there were doctors who were very anxious. They wanted to take his case just as an experiment. So that was one thing I did not like about some of the hospitals. So I kind of rejected most of the hospitals, and finally we had to end up getting him operated on an urgent basis. So there was some pulsation which started. It became very inevitable to get him operated, and it had to be done on an urgent basis. There are chances that the tissues which is holding the brain may burst, and it could be devastating. So at that point in time, we were very fortunate that we got to know about Dr. Ravi Gopal Verma sir. I want to stress his name because he is one doctor who spoke more about remedies, who gave more about solutions rather than talking about problems. The reasons why I did not go with other doctors, they told there could be some amount of body loss, wherein there could be a chances that a boy may lose his limbs, the kind of infections like there could be meningitis or something else. There's so many n number of problems they talked about. So all these problems I started discussing with Ravi Gopal Verma sir. The only thing he told is that we will take care, which none of the other doctors told. They told that they will operate him, but it was kind of on my risk. And then the day of surgery, so that is when I was introduced to Ravi Gopal Verma sir's team, the most competent neurosurgery team I have ever come across, I can say. I call her, Wonder Woman. She is Dr. Nirmala ma'am, very generous. Raghavendra Pai sir, he acted as if he is my elder brother. He really took care of my son. He is a very senior doctor, senior anesthetic, and really took care of my son. Dr. Venkatesh sir, Dr. Satish sir, he is again part of Ravi sir's team, and finally Dr. Pratik sir, who is ENT surgeon. So Ravi sir, he kind of took all the precautions which kind of led to the success of this surgery. After operation, there were some of the complications which Ravi sir's team, his ICU team, they very ably managed. For my son, there was one dedicated staff person who used to take care of him, and they also ensured that since he is a baby, my wife is along with him all the time. They made sure that at any point in time, boy should not feel alone. He has a support of his mother, and at the same time he has a complete care of a ICU. So that was the kind of care they took of my son. When they were taking him to operation theatre, my son was actually crying, and he wanted me and my wife to be there along with him. Doctors very intelligently, they told him that no, mama and papa, they have gone to change the dress. They'll come inside, they will come and stay with you. Just wear this mask. They literally gave their hand to him. They made him to hold his hand. They made him to stop cry, and then they ensured that very comfortably they gave him the mask, after which he kind of fell asleep. So that was the kind of personal touch they had. I want to take this opportunity to felicitate doctors who have taken care of him, because I cannot personally go and thank. So that is the least thing I can do. I'm very happy with the kind of service which is being given to me, and I'm very happy, especially the kind of the care what Ravi Gopal Verma sir and his team have given to me. Thank you.
This is about a patient called Misbah, a 7-year-old boy, very smart boy, who came in to my OPD with a cleft lip and a swelling inside the mouth. So the father gave me all the details of what the problem is and the imaging done outside, because they had visited multiple hospitals before coming here, and it was very evident that he had a pulsating mass in the mouth, and that looked very ominous, because each time the heart was beating, you could feel the swelling move. And I looked at the scan, and then I realized that his whole brain, the front part of the brain, was in his nose. The whole brain had settled down in his nose. This is what we call a nasal encephalocele, where the whole brain comes down as a pouch. The bone between the two eyes, which keeps the brain up, was deficient in this child. The child also had a cleft palate and a cleft lip, and there was no problem with the brain activity, and he was a very intelligent boy. But he couldn't talk naturally because of his left lip. So I took the patient's father into confidence and said, this is something that has to be done, and it's a complex surgery, but it got very, very good outcome, because once we were able to, what can happen otherwise is it could rupture, and the cerebrospinal fluid can come out, and infection can get in, and that could be life-threatening. So before that happens, the pulsating mass breaks open into the mouth, it was important to take action and repair the defect. So we did open the skull, and we retracted the brain back, and the whole there was a lot of necrotic brain which was excised, and then we placed an artificial bone in between the two eyes and placed the brain on that, so that the brain does not fall down into the nose. And we cleared the nasal cavity. That was the stage 1. The stage 2 was the cleft lip was repaired, and finally hard palate will be done in a few days. And the child is doing very well now. He's talking much better, and he'll have to go speech therapy, and things will be better. And most importantly, the post-operative scan looks fine, with the bone separating the two, and there has not been any leak. The whole anterior cranial fossa has been repaired. And this is a very rare case comparatively. It's 1 in a million case, but the most important thing is the appropriate treatment that has to be given. And I think we were successful in giving him a good reconstruction of the anterior cranial fossa, and he's doing very well now. He's very happy now. The stage 2 and of repairing the palate will happen in probably 3 months.
Syed came to me 2 months back saying that he had a cleft lip, cleft palate, and also he has a encephalocele. He was 7 years old. After seeing me, so they are like we had a discussion with all the team, and successfully we operated on him. Both his encephalocele was removed by neurosurgeon, and the cleft lip I corrected, and he happily got discharged. He will come back again for second stage cleft palate surgery. So in that way, in the Aster, so we have all the backups. I can say our strengths are good teamwork, good backup, and a good nursing care.